All right, what's going on? It's your boy Gabe. We're back again. So, this is my WrestleMania 41 predictions of what could happen, in these matches for WrestleMania. So, let's see. Naomi versus Jade. Don't really care for this match. The feud's been great, but I don't think it's going to be good in ring wise. I think Naomi might win and she's going to cheat to win. So, there goes that. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. Fuck this match. I like Rey, but come on, man. You're going to put him against this fucking clown. I don't care for Chad Gable. I really don't. Good wrestler, but I've never really cared for him. Um, I think Rey might win. Let's see what else. The World Tag Team Championship match. New Day versus the War Raiders. Don't care for this match, but I think the New Day is gonna win. But I don't care who wins this match. I don't care for either team. So LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. Don't care for this match either. Like I don't care about a lot of these matches, y'all. I really don't because there's no good story to them. There's no good reasonings for these matches to be happening. A lot of them are just jobbers. So I really don't care. But anyway, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. Uh, at first I didn't care to see this match, but I don't know. I'll give it a chance. I think it might actually be decent at best, but I don't care for either one of the two. I don't care who wins the match, but I think the match might be decent at least. So yeah. Anyway, okay, Tiffany versus Charlotte. Okay, this is the match I actually am looking forward to because I think Charlotte Flair is she is actually the best women's in-ring wrestler of all time, in my opinion. I really think she does. Her matches are just freaking awesome. And Tiffany Stratton is a really good wrestler right now, too. So I feel like they're going to put on a phenomenal match at WrestleMania for the Women's Championship. As far as who wins, I don't really care which one wins. I'm fine with either one winning. But I'm really excited to see that just for the actual match itself. The build-up hasn't been all that. I don't really think Charlotte needed to win the Royal Rumble. But she did, so now we just gotta deal with it. But the match is gonna be fire, though. I really do see it being match of the night. Um, if Tiffany wins, that's cool and all. If Charlotte wins, okay, that's great too, I guess. So yeah, Jay versus Gunther. I had I had high hopes for this match at the very very start because I thought that Jay was gonna take us more serious because I hated that he won the Rumble. Trust me, I still hate that. But I thought they were going to switch up his character to be more serious because he's going against a real serious threat in Gunther as a heel world champion. But nope, he's still the same yeet, 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 character. How are we supposed to, this feud has been a letdown. Probably the worst feud out of all these main event feuds. It's been the worst one. I have not seen any of it because I just don't care for it. I've seen a few clips and I was like, yep, this is enough for me to not be interested in it. So I like Jey Uso, but he is not main event ready. And Gunther's being booked as a fucking joke. So, yeah, that just shows you everything you need to know about this feud. I do think the match might be good. I hope so. Because Gunther's matches are really really good. But I don't know. I'm like torn 50-50 on this one. I feel like it might be good or it might not be. I I don't mind seeing Jay win the world title, even though I don't think he's ready for it. But I'd be happy for him if he does. But I think Gunther needs to retain it more because I'm not. Well, I don't know. Gunther, like I said, his world championship title reign has been absolutely terrible, bro. He doesn't feel like an actual real threat anymore because of how he's being booked. So maybe he should lose and then win it again later on, and then start fresh with this booking for his second world title run, if he does win it again. I don't know. So like, I'm really upset and disappointed with this feud because I'm not taking Jay seriously, and Gunther's been pretty much a joke. So I think Jay's gonna win though. I really do think he's gonna win. His entrance is gonna be fire though. Don't get me wrong. His entrance in WrestleMania is gonna be freaking dope. So I can't wait for the entrance actually. But as a match goes, yeah, it's 50-50. It could go either way. It could go good or it could go bad. And then the triple threat main event match for night one: Punk, Seth Roman. Only reason why this match is even good is because of the star power in the match. For the reasoning though of the match, the storyline of the match, the build up, trash. Absolutely garbage, bro. This fucking match just there's no hype to it. There's nothing that's gonna. Whoever wins this match, they're not gonna get anything out of it. Oh well, they can say they beat two guys at once. They beat the two biggest stars in the company at the same time. Okay, but how's that gonna elevate another storyline? How's that gonna, solidify the future of the company? It's not. It's just three guys feuding because of Paul Heyman. That's all it is. But the match might be. I think Seth and Roman are obviously gonna carry the match. Punk's he's too damn old already, but he's still a huge star. So as far as who's gonna win this match, I want CM Punk to win because this is his first main event WrestleMania, so I want him to win. And but I think Seth is gonna win because he has something up his sleeve. Seth for both of these guys, I already know he does. It's Seth Rollins. He's the mastermind for a reason. So I think that Seth is gonna win this match. Hopefully it's a really good triple threat match because usually triple threat matches are really good. But my only problem is that Paul Heyman's. This is all about Paul Heyman, so I don't know. But like I said, I think Seth's gonna win, but I want Punk to win because I'm a huge CM Punk fan. So that's for night one WrestleMania. A lot of the matches for night one I don't give a fuck about except for the triple threat match and Tiffany versus Charlotte Flair. That's it. All the other 5 matches that I said, don't give a fuck. All right, WrestleMania Night 2, AJ versus Logan. Now, this match is going to be fiery. I mean, one, because Logan Paul already proved that I don't like Logan Paul just because of how much of a fucking dick he is, inside and outside the ring. And I think he's annoying. But there's one, I have to admit, the dude can wrestle. He's a hell of a fucking wrestler, bro. Like, definitely in the top 5 in-ring wrestlers. But the problem with him is that he doesn't show up. I mean, it's crazy, but like I would take him more seriously if he would actually stick around and actually put actual elevate. They need to put him in actual storylines, but instead they use him as like okay, if somebody doesn't have, if we don't have anything for this guy, for this superstar for WrestleMania, we'll give him Logan Paul. You know what I'm saying? That's stupid. That's stupid booking for not only Logan Paul but for the wrestler that they're putting him up against. Like I said, he can wrestle. Logan Paul can freaking wrestle. I'll give him that. But his booking, his story is just stupid. He's just pretty much like a wild card kind of thing, But he's going against AJ Styles, another good super wrestler, one of the all-time great wrestlers of this generation. But the reason I don't care for this match is because this could be AJ's last WrestleMania. He's getting up there in age, He said that he's going to be retiring soon, and you give him Logan Paul for his match. Come on, man. Dude, I'm so disappointed how they're treating AJ Styles, bro. Like, this is a freaking legend right here, and you give him Logan Paul. Yes, the match might be good, but come on, man. AJ deserves to have a better opponent for his legacy at WrestleMania, and you give him Logan Paul. This is more of a SummerSlam match, in my opinion. It would have been okay to see at SummerSlam, but not for WrestleMania. But anyway, who's going to win the match? It's sadly Logan Paul's winning, He's going to cheat to win like he always fucking does. So there goes that. Hopefully hopefully at the end of the match, if Styles does lose, he gets a standing ovation, because who knows, maybe this might be match of the night for night 2, So who knows? But I think Logan's going to win by cheating because that's just what he does. That's all he's good for is cheating. All right, the Women's Tag Team Championship: Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, Bayley, and the Intercontinental Champion, which I don't know her name because I don't watch the show weekly because the show has been garbage. So I don't know a lot of these new people. But anyway, that's Bayley's partner. She's currently the Intercontinental Champion, so she's teaming up with Bayley to take on the tag champs, Liv and Raquel, for the Tag Team Championships. Don't give a fuck about this match, but I think Liv and Raquel are retaining. So yeah, there goes that. Don't give a fuck. All right, Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest in a Sin City street fight. Again, I am so disappointed what they're doing with both of these guys, especially Drew McIntyre, bro. He carried the company through hard times in 2020 during the COVID era, and since then, from 2020 through 2024, he has been he's always been in the top 3 since then, in terms of star power, and he's really changed the future of this company for the, and they just completely fumbled him big time. Nobody asked to see Drew versus Damian Priest. Yes, they have good matches, and they have good chemistry, and they do have history. They do. So, but this isn't what we wanted for Drew McIntyre, because they were teasing this whole Drew McIntyre getting his revenge, and he was gonna go on a hit list on the Bloodline. But I don't know where they just stopped, and I'm like, I don't know what it is, but WWE has they start doing these storylines for these big superstars, and then they just stop and they forget about it. You want to know another example? The Rock. He sold John Cena sold his soul to The Rock, and now he's not around to explain why he did it, or to tell the fans why John Cena sold his soul to The Rock. Like they start these storylines that have potential to be great, and then they just stop. And they did that with Drew McIntyre, right? He beat Sami Zayn at Saturday Night Main Event back in December. Then he was started to go against the Usos, and then they just stopped. It was going to end with him versus Roman at WrestleMania, probably in a Bloodline Rules match. But they stopped, and now he has Damian Priest. This is a mid-card match. This is just terrible, bro. Like I have not caught up with the build-up because I don't really care for this match. I like both of them. In terms of star power, they're two of my favorite wrestlers. But I don't care for this match. What do they get out of it? Nothing. There's nothing about this match that's interesting. Just two guys who have history. That's it. But I didn't care for it because it was a one-on-one at first. It's just a normal match. But then they changed it to a Sin City street fight because they've been beating the hell out of each other, every week in the backstage in the parking lot. So they're like, screw it, let's do a street fight. While that may be more interesting than a normal one-on-one match, I still don't really care to see it. I like both of them, I really do, but nobody asked for this match. Drew had just had an incredible 2024, and he put him back down to the mid card. Come on now, man. Drew is completely ruined, and it's all thanks to Triple H, sadly. I hate saying that, but it's true. But who's winning? I think Drew's going to win because Damian Priest has beaten Drew 3 times last year, so I think it's time they give Drew the win. I think they're going to give him the win. But where does he go from there after? I don't know. It's not what we asked for, but that's what we got. So hopefully the match is good, though. It's a street fight, so hopefully they beat the hell out of each other. But I think Drew's going to win. So let's see. The Fatal 4-Way match for the Intercontinental Championship. Penta versus Balor versus Dom versus Braun Breaker. I have not cut out with this feud. Don't give a fuck. I don't care about any of them. And it pains me to say this. Look, I used to be a huge Finn Balor fan, but now I lost all hope for him ever being a true star ever again. That injury in 2016 really, really ruined his career. When Vince saw him get injured, he saw as, you know what, I was going to push him as the next top superstar, the next face of the company, but if he got injured in his first major world championship match in his debut, then I'm not pushing him no more. He couldn't, take the pressure, so, and ever since that injury, he has just been mid-card at best. He's had, world championship opportunities every now and then, but he's never been booked as a main eventer. He hasn't had no good actual storyline to help him, elevate his career. He's just been a mid-carder at best. And it pains me to say that because he was literally the future of the company after John Cena, went part-time. And way before Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns even became the two biggest stars that they are today, right? Finn Balor was supposed to be that guy after John Cena, but before Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. He was supposed to be the face of the company, but Vince didn't believe in him after that injury. He saw it as, yep, this guy's not going to be able to carry the weight of this company, so he pretty much just said screw him and just let him become a mid-carder. It really pisses me off, and it saddens me. I wouldn't say I'm not a fan of his anymore, but I just don't care what he does anymore. Like, I'm not interested in his work anymore, and it's sad to say that because this is Finn Balor. He's a hell of a good wrestler, bro. He's up there with AJ Styles and Seth Rollins and all that. He's one of the all-time greatest wrestlers of all time. But in terms of his booking and his story and his accolades and how his career has been in terms of storytelling, it's been terrible. Nothing good has come out of his career, so it sucks. But anyway, he's going against the other three superstars in a fatal 4-way match for the Intercontinental Championship. It might be a good match. Because mostly because Braun Breaker and Finn Balor are gonna carry it. As far as who's winning it, I think Braun is gonna retain. I really do see him retaining the belt. I think he's gonna pin probably Penta. I see him pinning Penta to retain the belt. But I don't care for this match. Didn't watch the build up to it because I don't care about Again, they're booking their mid card belts have been terrible. Like especially along with the the U.S. Championship belt. Both titles have been terrible. Whoever holds them, they don't defend the belt. They're not on the show. The booking has been trashed. So I don't care for this match. I don't care who wins. I don't care at all. So there goes that. Match might be fire, but other than that, I don't care for it. The triple threat women's world championship match between Bianca Belair, the women's champion, Io Sky, and Victor's bitch. That's my friend, by the way, but he's obsessed with Rhea Ripley. And Rhea Ripley, so those three, right? They're gonna be fighting in a triple threat match for the world championship. So the match is gonna be good. Don't get me wrong. I think it's gonna be a good match. But who's winning? I think Bianca's gonna win. But I think she's also gonna turn heel to win the belt. I think she's gonna cheat to win. I really do see it happening. They've been teasing it, and I'm all for it. Because her face run, I liked Bianca at first, from 2022, 2023, but around after 2023, she started becoming stale as a babyface. I wasn't interested as much anymore. Good wrestler, she's definitely a good wrestler, but she's starting to get boring and uninteresting, and I think it's time for a heel turn for her. So I think she's gonna win the match, and she's gonna do it by turning heel. But like I said, the build-up hasn't been all that. It's just been terrible. Rhea Ripley's over here bitching how she deserves to be in the match and all that. So, I'm telling my boy Victor, like, man, you need to tell your hoe to calm down, man. She's over here bitching and complaining, and all that. But anyway, yeah, didn't really care to see this match because, like I said, the women's division has been bad, man. They're booking them so bad right now. No good stars, no good storytelling, no good build up for the matches. The matches are boring as hell. The only good 4 women superstars right now with star power and good in-ring ability is Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, but she's the least out of the 4. Who else? Io Sky, even though I'm not a fan of her, but she is good in-ring wise. And who's the 4th one? Probably Naomi. Yeah, Naomi for sure. Those 4 are the best women wrestlers right now. But everybody else, terrible, bro. Like, this women's division sucks so bad right now. But anyway, yeah, I think Bianca's winning that match. And I don't know. Hopefully her championship reign goes good, but I don't know. Anyway, in the main event, the one match that I actually am interested in ring and storytelling wise. So, my favorite of all time, the GOAT. Victor, I hope you're listening, bro. I hope you're listening. I am going for John Cena to win this. I want him to win this match. I'm rooting for him. So, it's the greatest of all time, John Cena, going one-on-one against the current best in the company right now, the WWE Champion, Cody Rhodes. The 2 biggest superstars of all time, the 2 biggest baby faces of their generations, going one-on-one for the belt at WrestleMania in the main event. So I have been now the build-up and the story of this match, trash. I am so disappointed in Triple H and The Rock. They have completely fumbled this freaking feud. Like, this is nowhere near how I would book it. I'm gonna make a video talking about how I would have booked this feud. But anyway, this feud has been terrible, man. And it really saddens me that this is John Cena's last and final year. You're supposed to be giving him good actual feuds, and instead you have him keep his mouth shut for the first 2 weeks against Cody, making him look like a little bitch. And then the third time you finally let him go at it. Their last confrontation, the one that they had in London, that's easily segment of the year. Cody and John Cena delivered big time on that promo battle. Cena won the promo battle, but Cody held his own too at the same time. But the problem with that thing is that even though it was a good segment, it happened way too late. It happened way too damn late. It was just, you were supposed to keep this story interesting from the moment Cena turned heel all the way to WrestleMania, but they haven't. You know, Cody hasn't even wrestled. What the hell? He's your WWE champion. You don't have him wrestle, and it pains me to say this, but my friend Victor is right. Cody's supposed to be a fighting champion, but he hasn't wrestled since the Royal Rumble. Before that, he was wrestling constantly, right? But after the Royal Rumble, he hasn't wrestled that much. And Victor's been telling me about that, and I'm like, ugh. I hate to admit it, but you are right. I even posted on Instagram saying, so when is Cody going to wrestle before WrestleMania? He's the world champ. Because at WrestleMania 39 and WrestleMania 40, he did wrestle a lot on Raw, to build him up, to gain momentum when he fought Roman at WrestleMania. Now this year, he's not wrestling, during WrestleMania season. And it really sucks, man. He's supposed to be the workhorse, the fighting champion, which he was at first after he won the belt, but then he just started to slowly decline in terms of like active in the ring. Same thing with Gunther. Your two world champions, they come out and they cut good promos, but they don't wrestle. That's another video I'm going to get onto about why is it that wrestlers today don't wrestle on Raw and SmackDown, and they only wrestle on the PLEs, the pay-per-views. But anyway, that's a whole different video. So this feud has been a letdown, and it sucks because you're just wasting John Cena's last year by him coming out and just doing nothing interesting, nothing good, or nothing at all. It saddens me that he's going out like this. It really does, bro. He's supposed to go out, this is supposed to be his best year because it's his last year. He's supposed to go out, he's just supposed to go out better than this, and it sucks, But anyway, the actual match. So Cody and Cena, I hope they have two. I hope that their entrances are actual like good entrances to hype up the match. Like I hope Cody comes out like he did at WrestleMania 40 last year. He had a good entrance when he came out wearing that American Nightmare skull helmet. And he had like a little intro in the beginning. So I hope both Cena and Cody have some spectacular entrances. Just to hype up the match, right? And keep in mind, John Cena is the heel in this match, so. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't have a good entrance, a real special entrance, because he's not, again, in his eyes, he doesn't want to give the fans what they want, which is still stupid to me because that's not the real reasoning why he turned heel. It's, but anyway. So I am so excited for this match because it's really unpredictable. If y'all saw my last video, I said, who needs to win more, right? And I said Cody needs to win more because he has something to prove to the company. Cena doesn't, he's already did it all. He's beaten everybody and all that. He's won all the belts. But for Cena, it makes more sense to win the belt and to win this match because he just turned heel. So why have him lose his first match only to lose it? And not only that, he hasn't won a singles match since 2018 at the Saudi Arabia Crown Jewels show or whatever against Triple H. Triple H was the last person that he beat in 2018. That was his last singles victory, and since then he has not won a single one-on-one match at all. And it's about damn time he fucking wins a match. I just hope I hope to God that there's no interference in this match. I don't want another Avengers Endgame moment. We got it already. We got that last year with Cody and Roman. It was great. We don't need to see it again because I actually didn't want. That's a whole different story. I'm going off topic, but anyway. We don't need to see that anymore. Just have these two guys go at it. The two very best in their generations going at it one-on-one to see who's the bigger superstar, who's the man, because it's all for the WWE Championship, which I'm so glad because I feel like championships these days don't feel important anymore. They rely more on just, that's a whole different video. Fuck that. But anyway, this is for the WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes wants to retain that belt and to prove to the fans, that he's a fighting champion. He hasn't been proving it that much lately, but who knows? Anyway, and for John Cena, this is his chance to finally become he's already the GOAT in my opinion, but in some people's eyes, he won't become the GOAT until he breaks the record. And if this is his chance to break the record on the biggest stage of them all, WrestleMania. So I'm a huge fan of both of these guys. Like I said, Cena's my favorite of all time. Cody's my current favorite active right now. But I'm going for John Cena because I want to see him break the record and I want to see him go have one last good title reign, good storylines, good feuds, good matches, because his last championship reign, it only lasted 2 weeks, and he lost it at the Elimination Chamber to Bray Wyatt in the Chamber match in 2017. So I just want to see John Cena one last time as a champ, because it'll feel great, because like we were so used to that as a kid, because John Cena was always a champ. He was always coming out on Raw, defending the belt or just wrestling weekly, So it would be nice to see John Cena as that type of guy again for this year, if booked properly, because Triple H has been terrible at booking, their world champions right now. But at the same time, John Cena is a part-timer, sadly, right now. So, because of Hollywood. So, but I don't want any interference. But I think The Rock is going to come out, sadly. Like, if there has to be an interference, The Rock would only make sense, because he's the one who started this whole thing with the whole selling your soul and all that. I hate that. I hate that he might interfere, but it makes sense, and I hope it doesn't happen, but it most likely might happen. So, like I said, I think John Cena needs to win his match, and I want him to win this match. So he's my favorite of all time, and this is his final year to make history, bro. To win that last championship win that people have been wanting him to do since the moment he tied Ric Flair's record, This is really unpredictable. I got a bad feeling about this match. Like, not saying that it's going to be bad in terms of in-ring, but I got a feeling it's that the finish, the ending of the match is not going to be what we all want. Maybe John Cena does cheat to win, which I hope he doesn't. I mean, yeah, he's a heel. It makes sense if he cheats, but I just hope he wins it fair and square. You know what I'm saying? And I hope the fans don't turn on Cody, bro, just because it's John Cena's last WrestleMania. So, again, I think Cody Rhodes needs to lose his match, because, sorry if you hear that fucking dog barking out there, but I think Cody Rhodes needs to lose his match just so he can start fresh again, because his championship reign has been a letdown. It hasn't been the worst, but it hasn't been what we all thought it was going to be. And that's all because of Triple H. And I'm going to make a video on that too. About why Cody Rhodes' championship reign was not as good as we thought it was going to be. But that's all on Triple H. So I'm tired of these fucking fans blaming Cody, saying, oh, it's because he's not good enough to be world champion. That's why his title reign sucked. No, it has been good at first, but it started going downhill once Triple H started doing these stupid creative ideas. But anyway, I don't think Cody should lose this match and start fresh again. He probably might take a break after WrestleMania and then, because I feel like after this match, I don't think it's over between Cody and Cena in terms of the rivalry. I think they're going to continue it, but they're going to put it on a hold after WrestleMania, and then they're going to pick it back up sometime around SummerSlam season, or maybe by the end of the year, and they're going to have their rematch, which I can't wait for that too. I think after WrestleMania, whoever wins, I don't think it's completely over yet. I think they're going to have a rematch to elevate the story even bigger. But this is the match that I'm really excited for, because it's John Cena's last WrestleMania, and it's his chance to finally break the record, finally break it and become the greatest of all time. And hopefully he might even end up having match of the night himself too, him and Cody. And if they do, that's going to be crazy, because John Cena's 47, but this is supposed to be, John Cena must feel like he has to go all out, because this is his final WrestleMania. So he might actually, again, even though he doesn't want to give the fans what they want, he might actually go out there and give it his all, because this is his last wrestling match at WrestleMania. I mean, his last WrestleMania main event match. So he's going to go all out and give it to, not for the fans, but for himself, to show that he still got it. So I'm really excited for this match, I can't wait, and I can't wait to give my reaction on how the match, the whole pay-per-view alone, actually. So, yeah. And for Cody Rhodes, win, lose, or draw, I'm still going to be a fan of his no matter what, you know what I'm saying? John Cena is my favorite of all time, but Cody Rhodes is the current best right now, because he's the one who's active right now. But like I said, my two favorites going at it one-on-one. I cannot wait to see this match, I'm just so hyped for it. So, those are my predictions for this whole WrestleMania card. So if you like the video, please like and please share and please subscribe. If you like wrestling content, if you like me talking about it, please subscribe, So anyway, peace out.